All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3 between Mateus and Stefan. This is a Turks War. Mateus has played really well in non-mirror matchups in game 1 and 2.
I unsubbed on YouTube so I could sub on Twitch. Also, why is Max the god of O2?
So this time around, we have a mirror matchup. So I was saying how Mateus liked his paladin civs and Stefan liked his ranged civs. This time it's the same civilization. There are 2/3 distinct styles you see with Turks on mirror matchups. I'll talk about that in a second. But again, thank you very much, everybody. Seriously. Yeah, I know it's getting too feelsy. You guys, there's not a day I finish my stream where I think that was a bad day. There's not a day that I finish my stream where I feel even a small bit of regret for my decision to quit my job and cast this game full time for you. Seriously, thank you. And to all my Twitch subs, I know that it might feel like it's just like a small splash in the pond, a small drip in the pond or the lake, whatever. But in reality, we have 1,600 people who've decided to subscribe to me, and that is what makes this a reality. So thank you guys. And then we have, let me look at my live sub count. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it's gone up. It's gone up for some reason. I was freaking out. Yeah, I got more subs off that on YouTube. I freaked out. I was like, oh, we lost 150 on YouTube. It's fine. It's fine. At Weebly FM, thank you for 6 months, dude. Max is a god of AoE too. Just that everybody doesn't know. Martian, thank you for gifting a Vine Smash. Okay. So, I think it's time to get into this. Let me talk about the gold locations and the stone locations, and then I'll tell you about the meta. I'll drop some knowledge, and honestly, with all the build-up there's been, I'm probably going to get it dead wrong, and I'm going to jinx it, but we'll see. Here's the main gold for Stefan. Here's the secondary gold, and then here's the third gold. He has a neutral in the back, so Turks don't get trash. Turks are normally going for gold units. That's a good base for Stefan if he can protect this northern corner. His main stone is kind of awkward, but it's fine. It's fine, and in this stone he'll need to lock down as well. Looking at Mateus' base, this is pretty good as well. His main gold and stone are far forward, but well within his walls. And then he has a second and third gold in the back. Okay, so there's 3 things that we could see here. Now, number 1 and 2 are completely different styles. 3 can kind of play into both styles, if that makes any sense. I'll explain. So, normally you see castles in a Turks War. So you either A, build a castle on the front in Castle Age, add 3 or 4 town centers, adding a lot of economy, and just take some fights with Janissaries. Or B, you build a castle in the Castle Age and you go fast imp on a very low eco but aggressive approach. So, again, normally it's A or B. However, the one difference could be you can still add that stable. And Mateus is known for that. In the past 2 games, he has gone for a stable. While he's advancing to Castle Age, he'll make a few scouts, and then with the scouts, which will turn into light cav for free, he patrols around the relics. So again, like A part 2 would be, you do build a castle, and you go to extra TCs, but you also have those scouts patrolling around. Yeah, you don't really see Siege and Monk push in Turks War. I guess Cav Archers is always possible as well, but that's extreme. I think the meta, that at least that I've seen on Arena, is pretty defined towards those strats. Can we get some T90 hacks spam in the chat? Because this is the second time today I've seen Mateus with extra berries. Jeez. I want to eat berries where he's eating. You know what, guys? I have strawberries every single day. I stream on Thursdays on community games. And I texted a friend yesterday, and they were like, hey, how's your stream? And I said, well, it was good, but I forgot my strawberries, and I'm kind of upset about that. I want some extra berries. This is just rubbing it in now. So it will be a fast castle for both. We'll see what the strat is. See, there's the mining camp for Stefan. So in games 1 and 2, he went for unique units with a castle. Maybe he'll do it again in game 3. How about fast imp without a castle? See, the problem, Faultier, is at this level, you'll normally get overrun if you try and do that. So let's say you try and fast imp without a castle, which is a strategy that can work because you have chemistry for free right when you hit imp. You can go hand cannons, bombard cannons. If you don't have a castle, you have nothing to protect yourself from enemy janissaries and petards. Or you just give up full control of the relics, because you'll have no military whatsoever. So if you go with the castle, while you're fast imping, you can at least fight for the relics. And that's the difference. Very complex, but for some reason, out of all the mirror matchups, I've seen Turks a lot. And so I'm pretty confident with my predictions here. And I've at least gotten it correct with Stefan. Fairly certain we'll see a barracks for Mateus coming up soon. And then following that, he'll build that stable. In Turks War, won't Janissaries be better than hand cannons, since infantry probably won't be used? Yeah, and Janissaries are better as well. Plus, it's always nice to have access to the trebuchet. But I think the big reason, Gabadini, is because you simply give your opponent too much map control. And too many options to kill you if you don't build the castle. Danthar, hey man, welcome to the stream. Very interesting thought though, Faultier, because I've definitely done a fast imp with Turks in the past on Arena without the castle. We're talking about some of the best Arena players in the world here, and so they would punish you if you did that. So here's a question. What strategy do you think is better here? And there's no right answer, because we could see the same strategies used in 10 different games, and there could be 10 different results, but... Well, technically, it is a 1v1, so only 2 different results, but you get what I'm saying. Scouts are very important. You want to know where the relics are. Even if you're not taking them, you want to know where your opponent can take them.
Force nothing.
And so they're working on the scouting now, immediately after luring the deer. Devilville Haunting. Trush was not really on my list, but I guess anything can work, right? Just ask Fatslob. When Fatslob was growing up, he was 5 years old in Finland, and someone said to him, "Son, there's going to be a game someday called Age of Empires 2, and you will not be successful. You will not be a legend if you play Vikings only Black Forest for 10 years. And he's proved all those people wrong. So I bet that if someone were to tower rush with that mindset, they could also prove the world wrong. So Mateus has gone for an archery range. Really interesting. So no stable. I will admit, most of the Arena games that I saw that were mirror matchup with Turks were in Masters of Arena 3, which is only AOC, was now with the new balance. So you can justify going for the Turks Cav Archers even more, because in late game they get this special technology called Sipahi, which makes them have 100 HP at most. But it's a pretty big investment into this. But remember I said last 2 games that Mateus likes mobility? This would be fun to see. This would be real fun to see. But that's a 350 wood investment into the archery ranges, which is more than it costs to build the TC. And then you have to create the Cav Archers and then get upgrades. Whereas the Janissary, I almost feel like it's better for your eco to go Janissaries, because you only need to collect an additional 500 to 600 stone, and then you don't need to get upgrades on the Janissaries. But Cav Archers are certainly better in mass because of that speed. Alright, they're both in Castle Age now, guys. And there's the castle for Stefan, which will keep him secure. I think Mateus will be able to deal with the Janissaries once he gets about 6 to 8 Cav Archers massed up, especially when he gets ballistics. That is the downside of gunpowder, they're not affected by ballistics. And Stefan does know this is a vulnerable area. Interesting position to build the castle. It's not that I hate it, but it still leaves this area exposed. So it's probably wise to keep an eye on that. Any idea when the next Battle Royale will be on YouTube? Well, let me send a follow-up question your way. How many people didn't watch the stream yesterday? And it's okay if you didn't. If you didn't, I had 10 hours of community games, and there were a lot more Royale stuff that we explored. There was a lot more Royale stuff that we explored. Yeah, so there was a brand new Royale map that'll go to YouTube within the next couple days, okay? Also, the final game, you guys can always watch the past broadcasts if you don't want to wait. The final game of the stream yesterday was probably the best diplomacy game ever in terms of the diplomacy conversations and decisions. Blue Coffee would have been shaking in his boots in that game. That's all I'm saying. It was awesome. Okay, so again, Cav Archers are very expensive to get to. They are mobile though, and they haven't done anything there. So as of now, it is 6 range for the Cav Archers. It will stay at 6 range. It is 8 range for the Janissaries. And let's look at the economies. Because if Mateus can still stay even on economy, I like it. He's on 2 TCs. And it is... Oh, wait, hold on a second. Okay, I freaked out. I saw the Siege Workshop. I was like, he's going fast, imp! No, he's not. He's not going fast, imp. And Mateus has lost 2 Cav Archers. Oof, that hurts. It is... You know what? It's not going to be fast imp, but it is 1 TC play from Stefan. Because he's intentionally staying on 1 TC for now. And he wants to go with Janissaries, Mangonels, and then he will build an additional castle forward at some point, I imagine. It's up to him to decide now, does the wood he has in the bank, does that go towards another town center? Or does that go towards Mangonels and farms? I think it's almost too late to choose to go for a TC. He's kind of already accepted over the last couple minutes he will be behind in Vills. And I don't think Mateus can fight this with Cav Archers. Now again, back to what I mentioned, if Mateus mirrored the strategy, if he went for his castle, this push would never be possible. He does not have a castle to protect him. And the Janissary range is just too strong. And honestly, just one single petard from Stefan right now, this stone wall goes down, and these villagers are exposed. Really interesting. But micro is important. You don't want to get too close to the Cav Archers. And those Cav Archers will only get stronger. These fights from Stefan, though, so good. I like the fact that it's not a mirror matchup. Yo! Yeah, they both needed to stop there and fight. Nice micro from Stefan. This is finally where Mateus got 1 or 2 shots in, but his Cav Archers are getting 1 shot. The Janissaries have 17 attack. It's pretty insane. Increase Academy, Semtini, thank you very much for the new subs. Varan, thank you as well for the prime. Welcome, everybody. Dirk, this is part of Medals Tournament, correct? It is. So I would probably make a petard here, but the reason Stefan doesn't want to make one is because he needs more Janissaries. So he has to decide, and petards are rather slow to create. So Mateus, he needs something more, and he's adding more archery ranges. He's kind of teched into this now. He has to stay with it. Before you know it, Stefan, who has added a second town center, which I find peculiar. It's not bad, it's just the timing of it's a bit weird. Pretty soon, Stefan could be thinking about another castle forward, and there's no loom for these villagers. These villagers could die. 1 goes down. The wall will go down. Yes, there is a gap there. It almost looks like a death trap. Like, yeah, just come through this 1 tile gap. The micro from Mateus will be so important. And this is dicey. Smart positioning of the gates, of course. I don't think you can approach this. I don't think you can approach this with Cav Archers. Oh my god, the Mangonels and the Janissary shots. Just look at the HP on these Cav Archers. They're half dead. And the gold is right there for Mateus. Now this is a bit of luck for Stefan to find this. The Vills run away. Where are his other golds? He has golds back there, remember. So he has walked through here. That looks like a trap, man. It looks like that was intentional, doesn't it? Imagine if Mateus had his own Mangonel. Oh, he could kill so much here. With 1 Mangonel shot, he could kill 3. Yeah, you should probably kill this gate so he can maneuver a little bit. Thank you for the birthday wish, Rage Guy. Reaper, thank you very much for the new sub. Many happy returns with the Oh, hold on a second. I'll have to return to him. This is not easy, man. This is not easy to micro. So much firepower behind this composition. Just not gonna be good enough, is it? So what would you take, guys? Would you take the 9 extra villagers that blue has and no map control? Or would you take the less villagers and more map control? I think it's an easy answer for me. I'd take more map control, more military. And nice splits. Nice splits, but you can't really split away from scorpions. And it's so hard to follow all the cav archers. You can tell he accidentally double-clicked all of his units there and sent this group into the fire. Rams would be a nice decision here, actually. Because there's no counter to the rams, so you can ram down his archery ranges. And Mateus is trying to micro down the Mangonels, which he's having success with. Oh, man, but the Mangonel gets a shot off before it goes down, and there's just... He's losing too much to getting close. So now Stefan can build another castle. He hasn't lost his ball of Janissaries. And will he build it aggressive? He will. He'll build it right on the front, John Slow style. And this needs to be stopped. I'm pretty sure it's GG if this castle goes up. Because then all the archer ranges will go down for sure. So, Mateus, how's your micro, man? Let's see it. He's at the meme of the day, 69 villagers versus 61. You know, the castle is just kind of sitting there. Villagers, okay, are now coming forward. Maybe he wants to flank. He knows he can't fight, so it might be wise to just avoid it. But when he sees the castle going up, he's not going to be happy. He definitely cannot deal with this. This is how you have to play Turks. Again, it's either Castle Age play, or you go for that Fast Imp. And Fast Imp even is pretty fragile. So he loops around. Let's see. He runs into so many Mangonels and Scorpions, though. Just insane how many shots he's taking. He kills the Mangonels. He's lost so much, though. He's killed 13 units, and he's lost 49. And here he comes. He wants to deny the castle. He could deny the castle, but at what cost? At what cost? More cav archers are dying. He's lost an archer range. He'll lose his blacksmith before he gets another upgrade on the CA. And these villagers are dancing here. And I'm fairly certain he'll get the castle up. You can always send villagers forward, right? And it was worth it. It was worth it. Even if he deletes these three villagers, he's in a great position. Because he killed so many cav archers. Just look at the KD. He's about to be at 69 kills. His 69 keeps showing up. And he clicks up to the Imperial Age. Mateus might as well. But the castle goes up. And I don't think he'll have the time to get to the Turk cav archers. So often in this game, you can't look directly towards your Imperial Age strengths. If you were to do that, then Turk cav archers are arguably one of the best options. But you have to think about how the game will play out. And with Mateus' style, it's too difficult in Castle Age. Way too difficult. Whereas with what Stefan's going for, it's perfect. And he could, of course, add Trebs or Bombard Cannons in the next stage. He doesn't need to get upgrades on the Janissaries either. That's a beautiful thing. It's such a strong unit, you don't need to get elite. It's probably better off... you're probably better off getting other researches. Yeah, and of course, no castle means no 100 HP tech. Yep. Turks will get all cav archer upgrades otherwise, but it's too expensive. At least he'll get Bracer. And he'll get chemistry for free. And he could maybe make a few bombard cannons. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. But I really like how Stefan has played this. Do you think if Mateus went Siege Tower Expos before transitioning into CA, he would have been better off? You mean as a counterattack, Hank? I don't know. See, the whole idea behind this build is that you're protected at home with your castle. So yeah, maybe he would have gotten lucky and showed up at the gold before a TC was there. But if you play the way Stefan has played this, you're pretty safe at home as well. So yeah, I don't think so. Maybe he would have had more momentum. Maybe he would have had more range. Maybe that's what you're thinking. Because initially his issue was the lack of range. But again, Janissaries, it's almost cheaper to go into them, I think. Because for crossbows and cav archers, you need multiple ranges, you need all the ranged upgrades, then you need to create multiple of them. Whereas Janissary, it's strong without any upgrades. You just need a castle. It's a very rare comparison because normally the unique unit is more expensive. But I don't necessarily think so here. I think there's a greater payoff long term with the cav archers, and we might be seeing that here as the cav archers now have 7 range. But these are elite Janissaries now. He went for the elite tech. Jeez, I swear I'm not doing it on purpose. Everywhere I look, there's 69s in this game. Look, 69, 69 at the bottom right. What is happening? My YouTube subscriber count was just at 69, 69. I swear I'm not even trying it at this point. Just seeing it everywhere. Goodness. Bombard cannons can make the difference. It could come down to the bombard cannon micro. 12 range. The Janissaries clump up, and there's a good example of what can be done. Now there's the bombard cannon for Stefan. This is not easy to micro. He has an economy behind this. We're just watching the fights. This is not easy to micro. You can tell it was difficult to micro because they're not getting the relics. Sometimes people will say, oh, well, why didn't he get the relics T90? Well, it's because he was focusing on the fights. But that's the game. I see Mateus had scrambled out here to get a little bit more gold, but it doesn't matter. He would have lost his CA. He would have lost his bombard cannons. And that is game number 3. Again, this full best of 5 will be on YouTube in the form of an unlisted video that will be put into, well, whatever game I end up uploading. I think this one, because of all the things we got to talk about here, was a cool game. Probably the best of the day. Most of you guys have been here. What do you think? Best of the day right there? It kind of does a disservice to Mateus because the other games were good and he won. But at least for me, because I'm talking the whole time, it was fun because I could talk about how these things play out. It's super interesting though, because again, if Mateus built a castle and went for the same strat, you would have never saw Stefan go for that aggressive push. So good idea from Stefan. Stefan had to react to that for sure. And he didn't know that the choice was cav archers for Mateus until they left the walls and came out into the middle of the map. Alright, well, thank you for your opinions. I really don't know what we'll upload. I have to look at what's on the agenda to upload. But anyway, here's a quick look at the achievements before we move on to the next game here. Welcome, Bombay. Welcome to everybody else coming in. Alright. So the next game, I believe, is also from their draft.